Hello students, welcome back to Adviz Learning. Today we will continue with chapter number 5, Quadratic Equations. As you all know, in the previous session, we started with question number 13 of exercise 5C and we have finished this exercise till question number 22, first sub question. Okay, today we will be continuing with the second sub question, question number 22 in exercise 5C, the second sub question that is given in your textbook. Solve the equation 9x square plus 3x upon 4 plus 2 equal to 0 if possible. So 9x square plus 3x upon 4 plus 2 equals to 0. We have to solve this only if it is possible. Okay, for real values of x. We have to find out real values of x. Let us see whether we can find the solution or not. First, let us bring it to its standard form. What I will do with this 4 is multiply with the other two terms. This will become 4 9s are 36x square plus 3x plus 4 2s are 8 equals to 0 and divided by 4. But this 4 will go on the other side and get multiplied with 0. So the equation is 36x square plus 3x plus 8 equal to 0. Okay, now before solving this, we have to check whether it is possible to solve it. How do we check? We know that if b square minus 4ac, okay, if b square minus 4ac for any quadratic equation is less than 0, then that particular equation does not have real roots. Okay, so let us check the value of b square minus 4ac here. Okay, first we will compare with the standard form, comparing with ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So the value of a here is 36, the value of b is 3, the value of c is 8, correct? So we will check whether the value of b square minus 4ac is equal to 0 or more than 0 or not, correct? If it is less than 0, we will not be able to find the solution of this equation. So let us check. So b square here is 3 square, correct, minus 4 times 36 multiplied by 8. As you can see, 3 square is just 9, and if we multiply this is a very big number, a lot bigger than 9, so we will get a negative value, which makes the value of b square minus 4ac less than 0, which means that this equation will not have real roots. So it is not possible for us to solve this. Okay, but let us just show that it is negative. So 9 minus 4 8s are 32, 32 into 36, let us calculate. Okay, 1152. So the value of b square minus 4ac is minus 1143. Okay, which is a negative value. So since b square minus 4ac is less than 0, okay, the equation does not have real roots. So therefore not possible to solve. Okay, since the equation does not have real roots, it is not possible for us to solve. Okay, क्योंकि question में बोला है कि only real solutions हम लोगों को find करना है, but we cannot do that, right? So this is the solution for question number 22, second sub question. I hope you understood this. Okay, now I'll give you some time to note this down. Take 30 seconds, then we'll move on to the next question. Okay students, moving on to question number 23. Find the value of x if a plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, first let me show what the question is. We have to find the value of x if a plus 1 equals to 0 and there is an equation given to us, that is x square plus ax minus 6 equal to 0. This equation we have to solve and find the value of x. But here you can see there is one more variable a, for which they have told us that a plus 1 is equal to 0. Actually, this is a very easy question. All you have to do here is first find the value of a. Since a plus 1 is 0, a will be equal to 0 minus 1, that is just minus 1. 1 on the other side. Now substitute this in our main equation. Okay, so therefore x square plus ax minus 6 equal to 0, which is our equation, becomes x square minus 1x. A is minus 1, right? So 1 into positive sign, minus sign into positive sign will become negative, minus 1x minus 6 equal to 0. This is our equation. Now it is a very simple quadratic equation which you need to solve. Here we have to find factors of minus 6 such that the difference between the factors will be minus 1. Okay, so minus 6, the factors are 3 and 2, but since we need minus 1, 3 will be negative, correct? So split the middle term, make groups, x common, x minus 3, here 2 is common, again x minus 3, take this entire bracket outside, whatever is left, x plus 2. Okay, so the solution for this equation is x minus 3 equal to 0 or x plus 2 equal to 0. So we have to find the value of x. It is 3 or minus 2. Okay, so same वही करना है हम लोगों को जो previous questions में किया है, but there is an extra step where you have to find the value of a first. ठीक है? So this is a simple equation with a simple solution. I'll give you 30 seconds to note this down, then we'll move on to the next question. Okay students, now the next question, question number 24, is a question very similar to this. There they have told you that a plus 7 equals to 0 and b plus 10 equals to 0. So there are two variables, a plus 7 is equal to 0, which makes a equal to minus 7, b plus 10 equals to 0, which makes b equal to minus 10. Okay, and then they have given you an equation which you need to solve. The equation is 12x square equals to ax minus b. Okay, 12x square equals to ax minus b. In this, just substitute the values of a and b, okay, and then solve it like the previous question. That's what you have to do. So I hope you can do this question on your own. I'll leave it up to you as your homework. Okay, so the question is a plus 7 is 0, b plus 10 is 0, and you have to solve for x in this equation. Okay, now the next few questions from question number 26 to question number 29, they have already been covered in your homework questions. Okay, these questions are similar to the questions you have solved in exercise 5A, so nothing different here. You just need to follow the same steps. Okay, very similar questions. Now let us go to question number 30. Let us solve question number 30. If quadratic equation x square minus m plus 1 multiplied by x plus 6 equal to 0, okay, x square minus m plus 1 multiplied by x plus 6 equal to 0, this is the quadratic equation, has one root as x equal to 3. So one of the roots is already given to you. X equal to 3 is the root of this equation. Okay, which means if we substitute 3 instead of x here, it will still satisfy the condition, that is equal to 0. Correct? Now we need to find the value of m first and the other root of the equation. Once we find the value of m, you also need to find the second solution or the second root of the equation. Now the reason I am solving this question is only because of the second part of the question. You already know how to find out m. You have done similar questions in exercise 5a. Okay, so all you have to do is substitute the value of x in the equation and find m. Let us do that quickly. Okay, so therefore x square minus m plus 1 x plus 6 equal to 0 is our equation. Substituting, okay, this is the solution part. Substituting x equal to 3 in the equation. Okay, so therefore 3 square minus m plus 1 multiplied by 3 plus 6, this will still be equal to 0 because we know that x equal to 3 is the root of this equation. So 9 minus 3m and minus 3 ones are 3 plus 6 equal to 0. 9 plus 6 is 15 and minus 3, again 15 minus 3 is 12, minus 3m equal to 0, correct? Send minus 3m on the other side, 3m is equal to 12. That means m ka value 12 divided by 3 equals to 4. Okay? Once we get the value of m, the second part of this question is to find out the other root of the equation. So how do you do that? It's very simple. Take the value of m and solve the quadratic equation by factorization method, which we have been doing since the entire exercise. Okay. So substituting m equals to 4 in the quadratic equation. So what will our equation now become? X square minus 4 plus 1 into x plus 6 equal to 0. Correct? So therefore x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0 is our quadratic equation. Now when we solve this equation, one of the roots that you should get is 3. Okay, this is also a way to verify whether you are getting the correct answer or not. So when you solve this quadratic equation, one of the solutions has to be 3. The other one we are finding out. Let us check. We need to find factors of 6 such that the addition of those two factors will be 5, minus 5. So we know 2 3s are 6, but since it is minus 5, both these factors have to be negative. Only then will the product will be positive 6 and their addition will be negative 5. So x square minus 2x minus 3x plus 6 equal to 0. Take x common from here, you will get x minus 2. If I take minus 3 common from here, you will get again x minus 2 because the sign will change if I am taking a negative number common, equal to 0. Take x minus 2 common and x minus 3 equal to 0. Okay, so this means either x minus 2 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 equals to 0. So x is equal to 2 or x equals to 3. As you can see, we are getting x equal to 3, which was originally one of the roots. It was given in the question only, but the second root that we found out is x equal to 2. Therefore, the other root of the equation is x equals to 2. Okay, so this is the solution for question number 30. I hope you understood this. Now I'll give you 1 minute to note this down, then we'll move on to the next question. Okay students, let us continue moving on to question number 31. Let us go to the next page. So question 31, given that 2 is a root of the equation 3x square minus p multiplied by x plus 1 equal to 0. Okay, so there is an equation given to you, question number 31. The equation is 3x square minus p multiplied by x plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, and x equal to 2 is a root of this equation. Okay, x equals to 2 is a root of this equation, and the remaining part of the question, that the equation px square minus qx plus 9 equal to 0 has equal roots. Find the values of p and q. So there are two things here. One, this is the equation given to you and they have told you that x equal to 2 is a root of this equation. How will this information help us? Using this information we can find the value of p. Okay? And there is a second part of the question where they have given us another equation, that is px square minus qx plus 9 equal to 0. Okay, px square minus qx plus 9 equal to 0. ये एक दूसरा equation दिया है for which they have told us that this particular equation has real and equal roots. Okay, and we have to find the value of p and q. तो वैल्यू ऑफ p पहले फाइंड कर लेते हैं, इसके बाद इस पे आएंगे हम लोग. ठीक है, लेट अस फर्स्ट फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ p. यू ऑलरेडी नो हाउ टू डू दैट. Just like the previous question, substitute x equal to 2 in this equation. So substituting x equals to 2 in the equation. Okay, so your equation will become 3x square minus p into x plus 1 equal to 0. This is what it was. Now substitute instead of x 2. Okay, so you will get 3 multiplied by 4 12 minus p multiplied by 3 equal to 0. So take 3p on the other side, it will be equal to 12 equals to 3p. Therefore the value of p is 12 divided by 3, that is 4. Once we get the value of p, we know that in the second equation also there is a variable p. The second equation is px square minus qx plus 9 equals to 0. And they have told us that this particular equation has real and equal roots. Okay, this equation has real and equal roots. This I'll write in a reason inside the solution. Here we know that p equals to 4, we just now found out. Therefore the equation is 4x square minus qx plus 9 equal to 0. Now p तो हम लोगों को मिल गया already. We need to find q next. For that, the information that we have is that this equation has real and equal roots. So you remember the conditions for nature of roots, correct? b square minus 4ac, if it is equal to 0, then the equation has real and equal roots, correct? So we can use that condition here to find the value of q. Since the equation has real and equal roots, okay, if it has real and equal roots, b square minus 4ac will be equal to 0. Okay, so here by comparison we can say that a is equal to 4, b is equal to minus q, and c is equal to 9. Therefore b square minus 4ac की जगह पे I can write minus q the whole square. b की जगह पे minus q आ गया, minus 4 multiplied by, again a is also 4, c is 9. This is going to be equal to 0. Okay, so from this equation we will get the value of q. So therefore q square, ये positive हो जाएगा because there is a square, minus 4 4s are 16, 16 9s are 144, correct? So q square minus 144 equal to 0. We all know 144 is nothing but 12 square. So this can be written as q square minus 12 square equal to 0. So a square minus b square form में आ गया ये. We know what to do next. If it is a square minus b square, we can write it as a plus b and a minus b, correct? Equal to 0. Which means that either q plus 12 will be equal to 0 or q minus 12 will be equal to 0. So let us substitute it. Therefore q plus 12 equal to 0 or q minus 12 equal to 0. That means q equals to minus 12 or q equals to plus 12. So for q we are getting two values, plus 12 and minus 12, and for p the answer is just 4 because p ke liye we got a linear equation. For q finally we got a quadratic equation. That's why. Okay, I hope you understood the question. There are two different parts in this question. The first part is just substitute the root inside the equation, you will get the value of p. In the second part, you have to use the rules for finding out the nature of roots, correct? So b square minus 4ac is equal to 0 if the equation has real and equal roots, which is given in the question. That is what we use to find out the value of q, correct? Now I will give you 1 minute to note this down, then we will move on to the next question. Alright students, let us go to the next question, that is question number 32 now. So in question number 32, they have given us an equation that we need to solve. Okay, if x is not equal to 0 and a is not equal to 0, solve. Let me write the equation here. Question number 32, the equation is x upon a minus a plus b upon x equals to b multiplied by a plus b divided by ax. Okay, and here they have told us that a and x, they are not equal to 0 because they are in the denominator. As you can see, denominator cannot be equal to 0. Now let us see how can we solve this. What we will do here is we will try to bring this equation to its standard form. Standard form में तीन terms चाहिए हम लोगों को, only on one side, on the other side it should be just 0. Let us try to solve it. So here if I cross multiply, you will get x square minus a multiplied by a plus b divided by a into x, correct? And this will be equal to b multiplied by a plus b divided by a into x. So on both the sides the denominator is same, so we can just cancel it out, correct? And on the left side this is x square minus a multiplied by a plus b equal to b multiplied by a plus b. So दोनों constants दिख रहा है मुझे. What I can do here is just change the side of this and send it on the other side. Okay, if I send it on the other side, this will be x square equals to, okay, b multiplied by a plus b and minus a multiplied by a plus b. This on the other side will become positive. So minus a multiplied by a plus b को मैंने बस उस side भेज दिया, it became plus a multiplied by a plus b. Now in these two equations or in these two terms, you can see a plus b is common. We can take it outside. So it will be a plus b in one bracket. What is left behind? B plus a, or you can just say this is also a plus b. Okay, so x square is equal to a plus b into a plus b, which means x square is equal to a plus b the whole square. Okay, which means x, if I take square root on both sides, so I'll just write that taking square root on both sides, on the left side you will get x, okay, square root of x square equals to, here you are getting square root of a plus b the whole square. Okay, so square root भी है और square भी है. So the result is positive or negative a plus b. Because this is a quadratic equation, remember there are two possible solutions. Square root जब भी हम लोग करते हैं तो it can be positive also, negative also, because दोनों का square a plus b the whole square ही आएगा. Correct? Even it is positive x plus b or even if it is negative a plus b. So therefore x का दो values क्या आ सकता है यहाँ पे, positive a plus b or x is equal to negative a plus b. Okay, you can also open the bracket and write that, it's the same thing, but this is the solution of this equation. I hope you understood this. So please make a note of this. I'll wait for 30 seconds, then we'll move on to the next question. Alright students, next is question number 33. Solve, and there is one more quadratic equation given to you. Let us solve that quadratic equation. The equation is 1200 divided by x plus 2 bracket multiplied by x minus 10 minus 1200 equals to 60. Okay, this is the given equation. We need to solve it for x. So let us try to solve it. First, I'll simplify this bracket. So 1200 plus 2 into x, denominator is x, and here you have x minus 10 minus 1200 equals to 60. Multiply this x here also, you will get 1200 plus 2x, x minus 10 minus 1200 multiplied by this x equal to 60, and both the denominators are now x. ठीक है, सिर्फ क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई किए. Now send this x on the other side and open this bracket also. If I open this bracket, you will get 1200 multiplied by x minus 10 plus 2x multiplied by x minus 10 minus 1200 x equals to, this x will get multiplied with 60, it will become 60x. Correct? Now solve this a little bit. This will be 1200x minus 12,000, because it is getting multiplied with minus 10, then plus 2x square minus 20x. Take this 60 also on this side, it will become minus 60x minus 1200x in the end equal to, on the other side now there is just 0. Now as you can see, there are a lot of like terms. Let us just see which gets added and which gets subtracted. You can see 1200x and 1200x is getting cancelled entirely. This is negative, this is positive. We have 2x square minus 20x minus 60x means minus 80x minus 12,000. So the equation that we are getting here is 2x square minus 80x minus 12,000 equals to 0. But it can be further simplified by dividing the entire equation by 2. If I just divide the entire equation by 2, okay, dividing equation by 2, you will get x square minus 40x minus 6,000 equals to 0. Okay, so this is the quadratic equation that we need to solve. So here we need the factors of minus 6,000 such that the difference between the factors is minus 40. Okay, so factors of minus 6,000 such that the difference between the factors is minus 40. So we know that the possible factors of minus 6000 can be 600 multiplied by 10 or 60 multiplied by 100, correct? So you can see in these two factors the difference is of 40, correct? So difference 40 मिल गया मुझे. Now let us decide the sign कि 100 का sign क्या होगा and 60 का sign क्या होगा. We need minus 40, so obviously the bigger number has to be negative, correct? So the correct pair of factors is minus 100 and 60. This we will use. Okay, so let us do that. Split the middle term accordingly. Minus 100x plus 60x minus 6000 equal to 0. So these two terms and these two terms we can group together. Here just x is common, so x minus 100 plus here 60 is common. Again x minus 60 into 100 is 6000. So one bracket is x minus 100, which is common here, and the other bracket is x plus 60, which means x minus 100 will be 0 or x plus 60 will be 0. Okay, the solution for x is either positive 100 or negative 60. This is the solution. So all we did here is bring the equation to its standard form and solve. Okay, like all the previous questions that we have solved in this exercise. Now I'll give you 1 minute to note this down, then we'll move on to the next question. Alright students, now coming to the very last question in this exercise, that is question number 34. If minus 1 and 3 are the roots of x square plus px plus q equal to 0, find the values of p and q. Now I know you have already solved this equation, this type of question before, okay, but still let us solve it. Question number 34, there are two roots given to us, minus 1 and 3 are roots of the equation x square plus px plus q equal to 0, correct? This is the equation given to you. We need to find the values of p and q. So simply substitute minus 1 once in that equation, and then after that substitute 3 once in that equation. First let us start with minus 1. Substituting x equal to minus 1 in the equation. Okay, so it will become minus 1 square plus p multiplied by minus 1 plus q equal to 0. Okay, which makes this equation 1 minus p plus q equal to 0. Send these two terms on the other side. Your equation is p positive, q negative equal to 1. This is the first equation, correct? We are going to find two equations and then solve them using simultaneous equations ka method. Okay, then again we will substitute the second root x equal to 3 in the equation. Okay, so what it will become now? So therefore 3 square plus p multiplied by 3 plus q equal to 0. This becomes my equation now. Upon simplifying, 9 plus 3p plus q equal to 0. Send 9 on the other side. The second equation that we have is 3p plus q equals to minus 9. Okay, so if we want to solve these two equations, we can directly eliminate q by just adding the equations. Minus q here and plus q there, it will get eliminated if I just add the two equations. So adding equation 1 and 2, p minus q equal to 1. Second equation is 3p plus q equal to minus 9. So minus q plus q will get cancelled. P plus 3p will become 4p. 1 minus 9. Even though there is a positive sign, this minus sign is there. So 1 minus 9 is minus 8. So what is the value of p? Minus 8 divided by 4, that is minus 2. Once we get the value of p, just substitute it in the first equation. You will also get the value of q. So substituting p equal to minus 2 in equation 1. Okay, so the equation was p minus q equal to 1. So minus 2 minus q equal to 1. Q will be equal to minus 2 minus 1, that is minus 3. Correct? This is the solution for question number 34. We have found out p and q both. So it was just a question of linear equations in two variables. Okay, I hope you understood it. Now I'll give you 1 minute to note this down. Then we will move on to the next part of the chapter. We have already finished the exercise. Okay. All right, students. Next, so in this exercise, we saw how to solve quadratic equations with factorization method. The next method that we are going to study is just by application of a direct formula, how can you solve a quadratic equation. So yes, there is a formula to solve quadratic equations which is based on the discriminant. Discriminant क्या है वो अभी हम लोगों ने already study कर दिया है, b square minus 4ac, right? That is the discriminant. वो यहाँ पर use होता है. Let us see what that formula is first. Formula for solving quadratic equations. Okay, so the formula is this. First I'll tell you, the value of x in any quadratic equation is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Okay, now you all know कि whenever we write a quadratic equation, we always try to write it in its standard form. Okay, तो standard form में लिखने के बाद a, b और c का जो भी वैल्यू आता है वही ये सब है. So अगर मुझे डायरेक्टली बताना है कि x का आंसर क्या होगा इस क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन के लिए, so just substitute the values of a, b and c in that quadratic equation in this formula, you will get the value of x. तो एक बार प्लस लेना है और सेकेंड सॉल्यूशन के टाइम माइनस लेना है. That's why these are two solutions, correct? दो solutions quadratic equations के इस formula से आ जाते हैं. Now let us see how is this formula derived. उसके लिए we will start once again with the standard form. Okay. So the standard form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Correct? This is the standard form. Now in this standard form equation, what I will do is first I'll multiply the entire equation by 4a. Okay, the reason for that I'll tell you later. What will happen if I multiply the entire equation? Multiplying equation by 4a. ठीक है, so अगर मैंने यहाँ पे 4a multiply कर दिया, this will become 4a square x square, the first term, then plus 4abx second term, and the last term will become 4ac equal to 0. Okay, this is now the quadratic equation. 4a से मैंने पूरे equation को multiply कर दिया. Now in this equation, can I write it like this? 4a square x square plus 4abx and this 4ac here equal to 0. In between, if I write plus b square minus b square, it does not do any harm because ये 0 ही है. Okay, I can write it like this. b square minus b square मैंने यहाँ पे equation में add कर दिया. Why I have done it like this? Because I want to make this equation a perfect square. इस इक्वेशन को मैं एक परफेक्ट स्क्वायर के फॉर्म में लेके आऊंगा, a स्क्वायर माइनस b स्क्वायर फॉर्म में. सो वो कैसे आएगा? यू कैन सी दीज थ्री टर्म्स. ओके, यू कैन कंपेयर देम टू एन आइडेंटिटी. यहां पे इफ यू नोटिस, दिस इज अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, दिस इज 2ax द होल स्क्वायर. करेक्ट? 4a square x square is nothing but 2ax the whole square plus this is 2 multiplied by 2ax, okay, multiplied by 1b, and the last term here is b square. The reason I have written it like this, because you can clearly see a pattern here. This is a plus b the whole square formula. Correct? This is a, this is b. So 2ax plus b the whole square will come to this. Correct? Will be the result here. So this entire term can be written as 2ax plus b the whole square. And this part I'll just write it as it is once again. Here also minus b square plus 4ac as it is equal to 0. Okay. What will happen now? Send this minus b square plus 4ac on the other side. Okay. You will get 2ax plus b the whole square equal to b square positive and this will become negative. Side is changing, so the signs will also change. Now I need the value of x. X is under a square. What I will do? Square root on both sides. So taking square root on both sides, okay, if I take square root on both sides, here you will get square root of 2ax plus b the whole square. On the other side, square root of b square minus 4ac. Okay? Now this is a square, this is a square root. So I can just write it as 2ax plus b because square hat gaya. And on the other side, I can write it as plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac. Because दोनों का अगर मैं square करता हूँ तो यही आएगा b square minus 4ac. Minus b square minus 4ac हो या negative b square minus 4ac हो. If we square it, it will be equal to b square minus 4ac. So I'll write it positive or negative b square minus 4ac. Now we just need the value of x, correct? So everything else we will send on the other side. That means 2ax as it is plus b on the other side will become minus b, and this plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac I am keeping as it is. And if I need just x, send this 2a also on the other side, it will go in the denominator. So this, my friends, is the formula to solve quadratic equation. ये मैंने starting में बताया था. Now you don't need to remember the derivation, but please do remember the formula. This is an important formula. In the next session, we will be starting from here. We'll tell you the formula once again and then we'll start with the next exercise. Thank you.